let's get spelling. Right, we're going to start with this word. Starting off with kind of a doozy this time, but it's good that it's first because we practice them throughout the whole class. So, all right, so here's what you need to know on this word. You always spell the k sound with a C when you can, unless the next letter is E, I, or Y. There's actually a little bit more to it than that because there's also a CK that you have to factor in, but that is a pretty complicated rule that we don't need to address for this word. So spell k with a C whenever you can, unless the next letter is an E, I, or Y. You also have to know that when you hear the schwa sound, can I make that better? Nope. That's supposed to be an upside down E. That's the schwa sound. When you hear the schwa sound at the beginning of a word or toward the beginning of the word, so the one of the first two letters, and the letter two doors down. Can you see that? Yeah. Is another vowel. You spell it with an A. So when you hear at or toward the beginning of a word, and there's another vowel two doors down, spell it with an A, such as ago, adore, banana. With a vowel two doors down, spell with an A. With a vowel two doors down, spell it with an A. With a vowel two doors down, spell it with an A. Okay? Let's see what else we need to know for this word. The tap two rule. So tap two rules in every word. I'm not going to write it down, but a short vowel must have two consonants after it. A long vowel must have another vowel in the next one or two spots. You guys all know the tap two rule. If not, there's a video for you in the modules. Now, this word is a Greek word. In Greek, the F sound is spelled with a PH. And this is a Greek word. And then when you hear, the last rule, when you hear the long E sound at the end of a word, the very last letter, spell it with a Y. Okay, so to review, spell a K sound with a C whenever you can, unless the next letter is an E, I, or Y. If you hear at the beginning and there's a letter to another vowel two doors down, spell that sound with an A, like ago, adore, banana. In Greek words like this word is, the F sound is spelled with a PH. When you hear E at the end, spell it with a Y. Your word is cacophony. Cacophony. Put it in the Q&A when you have it. Cacophony. I'm going to say that middle vowel well so that you can hear it. Those two middle vowels, it's ka, ka, pho, ni. Ka, ka, pho, ni. Did I do that right? Pho, yeah. Cacophony. Ka, ka, pho, ni. Ka, ka, pho, ni. How did you spell ka? Don't forget this right here. How did you spell ka? Ka. Pho, it's Greek. Pho. Ni. How do you spell that E sound at the end of words like happy, pretty, city? Ka, ka, pho, ni. All right. So at the beginning, we have our k sound. We're going to spell that with a C, right? You spell a k with a C whenever you can. Ka. There's that schwa sound. If you hear a schwa at the beginning and the letter two doors down is another vowel, you're going to spell that sound with an A. How are you doing so far? Here's ka. Okay? When you hear at the beginning and the letter two doors down is another vowel, spell it with an A. So there's ka. Ka. There's another k right here. Ah is spelled with a short O whenever you can. And if those next two letters are consonants, it can stay just a single O. Here's ka, ka. It's a Greek word, so we're going to spell that with a PH. Pho. Now we can see that that short O has two consonants after it, so it's spelled just fine. Pho. This, in order for it to make its long sound, needs another vowel, one or two doors down, and we have it right there. So here we have ka, ka, pho, n, e. E at the end of a longer word is spelled with a Y. The E sound at the end of a longer word is spelled with a Y, usually. So here is cacophony. Look at that word for 3 to 5 seconds. Then I'm going to ask you to spell it in the Q&A. And if you spelled it correctly in the chat already, just spell it again to really stable it into your brain. In 3, 2, 1. Spell cacophony. Cacophony. I can't wait to see him. Cacophony. Ka-ka-pho-ni. Gorgeous. I love it. Well done. Okay, great. While you were finishing that, I'm going to put the next one up. Okay. In this word, we need the tap 2 rule. We always need the tap 2 rule. What else do we need? We're going to spell sk with a C whenever you can, just like the last word. When you're spelling a vowel sound, you always try a single vowel first. Try a single vowel first. And then especially for a long sound, if you can see that there's another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, you don't need to add anything. So if you're spelling the O sound, just try a single O. You don't need an OA, you don't need an OE, you don't need an OW. Try a single O, and if there's another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, just leave it as an O, just a single O. Usually it's going to be just fine. Okay, so try a single vowel first when spelling, especially long sounds. And then the us sound at the end of words is the suffix OUS. OUS. The OU gets one line because you don't hear the O, you only hear the U, and the S gets one line, but it's a suffix. It's the suffix us, and it comes at the end of a lot of words. All right, your word is incon, with an N right there. My mouth is open. Incongruous. Incongruous. In con incongruous. Incongruous. Just do one part at a time. In. Then try con. Then try grew. But remember, you only try a single vowel first. You just try a single vowel. What will say ooh? Just one single letter will do that. Grew. And then just try us, knowing that us at the end is spelled like this. In. Con. Grew. Us. The first letter is a I, like inside. Incongruous. Nice, Emek. Good, Daryl. Incongruous. Ooh, Rowan, so close. One letter off. Incongruous. Okay. Consonants. I, n, k, ah, n, g, u, us. How are you with me so far? How are you doing so far? You doing good? All right, let's try our vowels. So I is spelled with an I, and it has two consonants after it, so it's perfect. Ah is spelled with an O, and it has two consonants after it, so it's perfect for their short sounds. Grew, ooh, right here. This is one way to spell ooh, but we always try a single vowel first. What single vowel can say ooh? U. You can say ooh. We always try the single vowel first, and if the next letter is another vowel, then it's perfect making its long sound right here. U has two long sounds. It can say U or ooh. I'll say that again. U has two long sounds. It can say U or ooh. And then here we have our suffix us at the end, spelled O-U-S. Look how good you did on that word. You either got it or you got very, very, very close. And now that you see it and understand it a little better, you can probably spell it brilliantly this time. So I'm going to let you look at it for a minute. Don't spell it yet, because first I want you to spell the word cacophony. Cacophony. Spell cacophony. Good, Mia. Knee. Nice, Joseph. Good, Julie. Nice, Beverly. Good, Catherine. Beautiful, Daryl. Gorgeous, Sheldon. Clement, you need one more letter, but I know you know which one it is. You're going to be like, oh, how did I forget that? Cacophony. Good, Carrie. Rowan, it's Greek. So how do the Greeks spell the F sound? And you'll have it, my friend. Cacophony. Amalda, gorgeous. Now spell incongruous. 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 What am I doing? Incongruous. Let me look. Look at that gorgeous spelling. Wow. That has silver stars all over it. Beautiful. All right, next word. You need to know that ER is a very common spelling of the sound, and it is spelling the sound in this word, okay? ER spells in a lot of words. If you hear in this word, you're going to spell it with an ER. You also need the confident rule, which is when you hear I in the middle syllable, spell it with an I, and it doesn't need two consonants after it. When you hear I in the middle syllable, so there's a vowel before it that doesn't touch it and a vowel after it that doesn't touch it, spell that I with an I, and you don't have to add two consonants after it. It doesn't follow the tab 2 rule. That's the confident rule. I in the middle gets to say I, regardless of if there are two consonants after it or not. That's it. So all you need to know for this word is listen really carefully to the difference between the I and the sound when I say it. The I and the I is I is E, like inside and elbow. I versus Your word is pertinent. 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 Nice. Pertinent. Gorgeous. Well done. Was this one too easy? I'm not getting too many struggles for this one. There's an There's an in here. It might sound like a schwa, but I'm trying to pronounce it with a clear sound at the end. Pertinent. Pertinent. Good. Nice, Sheldon. Consonants. P, t, I, n, n, t. In this word is spelled with an ER. It's common. I in the middle is spelled with an I. Doesn't need two consonants after it, so we don't have to double that N. And here's our pertinent. Pertinent. All right. Soak that one in for a minute and then spell the word cacophony and then incongruous and then pertinent. Cacophony, incongruous, pertinent. Cacophony, incongruous, pertinent. Look at that gorgeous spelling. Joseph, would you look at that? Look at that. That's beautiful spelling. Cacophony, incongruous, pertinent. Beautiful. Last one. You need to know the tap 2 rule. You also need to know that when you hear the E sound toward the end of a multisyllable word with a vowel after it, spell it with an I. Usually. So if you hear an E sound like India, when you hear an E sound toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it, spell that E sound with an I. India, okay? And then also the us sound. When you hear us at the end, spell it with a O-U-S. O-U gets one line, S gets a line. Your word is copious. Copious. Oops, sorry, it doesn't. Erase that. Copious. Copy, and then you hear us at the end. Rowan, give me that O-U-S. Copious. And if you hear an if you hear an E sound, spell it with an I if there's a vowel after it. Copy, spelled with an I because there's a vowel after it. P, spelled with an I. Us. Copy, spelled with an I. Us. All right, we have K, O, P, E, A, S, vowels. O can spell O right here just fine because of the type 2 rule. Here's that E sound that is spelled with an I because it's toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it. And then here's us. So I'm going to erase copious in 3 seconds and let you spell it confidently. Just copious this time. In 3, 2, 1. Spell copious in the comments. Copious. I can't wait to see. Yeah. Good. Are you feeling more confident in your spelling? Because your spelling is gorgeous, my friends. As long as you are learning the patterns and how to do it, you can get it. You're obviously getting it. It's beautiful to watch that progression. I'm so happy that you came today to learn how to just to be reminded of those spelling patterns that we use often in words so that you can apply them to a plethora of words when you're spelling out there. So I hope you had a great time today. I know I did, watching you improve. Well done, my friends. All right, have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.